Hi there! In this video, we will discuss the summary of the 50th chapter of Noli Me Tangere by Dr. Jose Rizal, titled Elias Story. We will also study the important events, characters, settings, and lessons found in this chapter. Listen and watch carefully, as you will learn a lot from this historical work by Rizal. Let's begin. Elias shared his bitter past with Ibarra. His grandfather was a bookkeeper for a Spanish trading company. The office of his grandfather was burned down, and he was accused of arson. His wife, who was pregnant at the time, was also tortured by the authorities. The family fled to the mountains, but the newborn child died, and Elias's grandfather took his own life. The family moved to another province, and the eldest son became an outlaw. He burned and killed to avenge the oppression they suffered. Because of this, he became known as Balat. His mother was labeled a prostitute, a delinquent, and was publicly shamed, while his youngest sibling, who was kind, was simply called the mother's child. The youngest child had a relationship with a wealthy woman, and they had twin children, Elias and Concordia. The twins' mother died, and they grew up not knowing their father. Elias studied with the Jesuits, while Concordia was set to marry a young man. But their past ruined their future. Concordia disappeared, and her body was found on the shores of Calamba. Elias wandered and eventually met Ibarra. When Ibarra and Elias reached the shore, Ibarra said goodbye and told Elias to forget about him and not greet him if they ever met again. Elias returned to Captain Pablo's hideout and informed the captain that if he didn't die, he would fulfill his promise to join them when the leader decided it was time to fight against the Spaniards. Now, let's move on to the important events in this chapter. Elias recounted the tragedy of his family, starting with his grandfather, who was accused of arson, punished, and publicly shamed. The family suffered one tragedy after another, leading to the ruin of most of them. Elias shared that his father became an outlaw to avenge the oppression their family endured. Their hidden past destroyed the lives of Elias and Concordia. Ibarra learned about the bitter story of Elias's family, which pushed Elias to seek justice and a new life. Despite their differing views, Ibarra showed sympathy for Elias, but said they needed to wait before acting on their plans. Elias decided to return to Captain Pablo's hideout to inform him that he was ready to join their fight against the Spaniards. Important characters. Elias's grandfather, a former bookkeeper in a Spanish merchant's office. He was imprisoned and destroyed by the abusive system. Elias's grandmother, the wife of Elias's grandfather, she fled to the mountains and worked to support her children. She was accused of neglect and had relationships with various men. Youngest son of Elias's grandparents, he is the father of Elias and Concordia. Balat, the eldest son of Elias's grandparents, he was imprisoned and died because of his crimes. Elias, a man with a bitter past, he shared his story with Ibarra to show his connection to the unfortunate. He also showed his readiness to join the fight against the Spaniards. Concordia, Elias's twin sister, who was set to marry but couldn't because of their past. Ibarra, an educated young man who listened to Elias's story. Although he sympathized with Elias, he expressed that they needed to wait before acting on their goals. Let us now proceed to the setting of this chapter. The event took place on the lake, where Elias told Ibarra about his origins. Here are some of the lessons, messages, or implications shown in this chapter. The chapter shows the effects of injustice, which can destroy a family's life and push future generations to seek revenge. It also highlights the importance of understanding a person's background before judging them. The deep wounds of the past shape current actions and perspectives. Equality under the law is important, and the lack of it can lead to revenge and chaos in society. The chapter gives an example of the importance of sympathy and solidarity with those who are suffering, as shown by Ibarra listening to Elias. It also shows the danger of unjust governance, which can lead to revolution or actions from oppressed citizens seeking justice. And that concludes the 50th chapter of Noli Me Tangere, titled Elias Story. What have you learned from this chapter? Share your answers in the comments. We also encourage you to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to stay updated with our future videos. Until next time, thank you for watching.